Thank you for those inspiring and very touching words, General Spencer. What a legacy from your father and grandfather. Now let us take a closer look at three of our Just Like Daddy stories, including a quick chat with Amanda Williams, Deanna Wan, and Henry Turner. Amanda's story traces her family's military legacy to every conflict since the beginning of our republic, and highlights how both her and her father achieved the rank of colonel in the United States Air Force. Let's watch Amanda's video.
Happy Father's Day to all of our fathers, and I'm especially excited to be able to wish my father a happy Father's Day as well. My name is Amanda Williams. I served in the United States Air Force for over 25 years, and I'm a retired Air Force colonel. My father, Colonel Henry Williams, is also a retired Air Force colonel. Yes, we do have battles around who's the better colonel, but I digress. I am excited to just talk just a moment about my father and who he was and the value set that he brought to our family. For my brother, my sister, and I, it was about being people of your word, to work hard, to understand that family came first, but to be grounded in strength. And for my father, that strength came from being able to overcome his circumstances. And we saw that, and all the things that he taught us in our home are the exact same types of core values that the military had. What's very special about us, about our family, is the fact that we've had somebody serve in every conflict that we've had as a republic. And so to be able to carry on that legacy and that tradition was pretty important to me. And my father, being my hero, made that easy. So what I think is very special about my father is the love that he has for his family. I have never seen anyone, and I'm sure we all think our fathers are the best, but I absolutely think mine is. But the love that he has for my mother, the love he had for my sister, brother, and I, and the love he has for his grandchildren. I have not seen anything like that, and it was a safe place to know that no matter what we did, that he was going to love us. But through that love, he was able to help us grow so that each of us could be successful and we could all find ourselves to be the best person that we could be. If I could share probably two moments, I think, kind of through my lifetime, I think the first moment was when he commissioned me coming out of the Air Force Academy. That was pretty special, and of course a couple of my classmates asked him to do the same. But I think for me the most powerful moment was when I came to him and I said, "Hey Dad, I'm getting a divorce." And without hesitation, he said, "Amanda, you will not have to do this on your own." And to his word, that is a true statement. I would not be where I am today, would not have made Colonel in the United States Air Force had it not been for he and my mom. And I just want to say thanks, Dad. I know I've said it many times before, but I get to publicly say thank you, Dad, for everything that you've done for me, our family, and just couldn't be more proud to be your daughter. Happy Father's Day. And again, happy Father's Day to everyone.
Amanda, it's great to see you again. I think the last time we saw each other was here in the DMV when you officiated a retirement ceremony.
That's
You
right.
are truly,
Patty pie.
that's right. You are truly like your daddy in that both of you retired as colonels from the Air Force. What did both of you do in the service?
So my father was an intel officer starting out and went to Vietnam in that capacity. And then to use our current language, he cross-trained into missileers. But I think for me, the coolest job he ever had was when he was the first Black officer to become the commander of basic military training at Lackland Air Force Base here in San Antonio. As for me, communications officer, cyber. And probably for me, the times that I was in command, being able to serve among the best and brightest of our airmen, sailors, Marines, and soldiers.
Tell me more about tracing your family's military service back to every conflict since the beginning of our republic.
I have to give complete credit to my first cousin, Olivia Jones. And I want to say maybe it was through Ancestry.com or Me23, I don't know, but through those connections and meeting different people that were connected to us, we were able to literally trace all the way back to the beginning of our republic, our entire military connection. And then now, having found those pieces and parts of our family, we now realize that we have been able to serve in every branch of our military through cousins, distant cousins, uncles, aunts. And so that piece has been pretty cool. But I think now for me, my nephew Henry, my brother's son, has just committed to the United States Naval Academy. He is a water polo recruit. And so we're hoping that we'll see him there getting ready to start in a year's time.
Tell me about your transition from colonel to the private sector after you retired.
So I retired in 2013, actually, just about 7 years ago. Next month, I transitioned from the military. And it was an easy transition. In fact, I always say I didn't really work for 6 years before I went back to work about a year ago. But in that time, I ran a political campaign. I was a substitute teacher for special ed students, which was so humbling for me just to be able to do that, but at the same time, to earn the trust of a child who has a disability, a learning disability. I would know. I'm so glad that I took the time to be able to do that in my lifetime. So that was pretty awesome. Now I am the director of communications and community relations for a nonprofit called ChildSafe. We support children who have outcried abuse or neglect, or they are commercially sexually exploited youth, ages 3 to 18. And what we do is when they've outcried, they come to us and we do a forensic interview, and then we offer them counseling sessions. Everything that we do is free. For those families that choose not to do counseling with us, we're able to refer them somewhere else so that they can deal with the trauma that has happened in their lifetime.
Well, that's amazing. Continuing to give back your leadership and all of that. I have one last question about leadership and sports, since I do know you and I know you're active in sports and your family was involved in sports. But tell me how sports and leadership intermingled or coincided within your family and your career.
That could be a really long response, but what I'm going to try to do is go back to when I was in high school. I played 4 sports in high school, and pretty smart student as well. But my father felt that through sports, you're going to learn leadership. And so being a captain of teams, working hard, not just in your studies, but in sports to be able to excel, it teaches you how to work with others, how to be successful with others. And because of that, both my brother, my sister, and I, we all went on to college to be collegiate athletes. I played basketball at the Air Force Academy, starting point guard all 4 years. My sister went to Texas A&M on a volleyball scholarship, and my brother went to the University of Richmond on a football scholarship. And so then one of the things I think that really makes athletes special as they transition from college to whatever it is they intend to do in their adulting, it teaches you how to lead. It teaches you how to be a follower if you need to be. It teaches you how to step in when things get a little bit tough, to be able to stretch yourself a little bit to whatever difficulties or challenges that you're having to face. So I think being an athlete in my past, and even now with bad knees, I try to get out there and do a little running. I really think that athletics is a big part of my leadership style, and I kind of use that as I step through my military time, and even now working for the nonprofit that I work for today.
Well, that's amazing, Amanda. I mean, and we absolutely love your Just Like Daddy story. I mean, it's amazing to hear what Colonel Henry Williams did and what Colonel Amanda Williams did, and just being just like Daddy. I can relate to that. Thank you for your time, and I appreciate it. And as always, it's good to see my little sister.
Mike, it's good to see my brother from another mother, and happy Father's Day to you as well. Take care.
What a great story on Colonels Henry Williams and Colonel Amanda Williams.